there, kids! Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. It is Friday night. I'm so happy. Oh man, I'm so happy. We got through the week, you guys. We got through the week, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So if you missed today's stream, we did some good scribing today. And I'm kind of tidying up here a little bit because the bench is an absolute wreck right now with tools and materials and different things flying about. So yeah, just trying to condense everything down. We got some really cool scribing done today. We kind of got the outline scribe, cut into the Hyaku Shiki front shoulder piece, right? Yeah, we're looking good there. Look at this. Look at this absolute legend. Look at this guy. Charles Dodge. He's over here on YouTube, but then he's over there on Twitch as well. He's double streaming. Absolute legend. Absolute legend, Charles. Good deal. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. And then looks like we got Solak over there as well. He says, well, here's a name I haven't seen in forever. Yeah, right? So we've been back streaming for a little over a month. Started on YouTube, and then now we're getting into multi-streaming. And so we just started back on Twitch Wednesday. So yeah, we're kind of brand new again on Twitch. So here we are. Thank you for coming back and watching us, Solak. I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that. All right. So, like I said, we've got some more scribing to do this evening. We got the kind of outline panel of it cut in, and that looked really, really good. We need to get the micro panels cut into place here. Now, some of you are probably like, "What, Tim? What's a micro panel?" What's a micro panel? That's a great question. A micro panel is something that you see on some of the more modern models and things. And essentially all of that it is just a little itty bitty panel. Yeah, that's really it. Let me, where's the remix project? Because I had a really good example of micro panels on that I could show you real quick. Let's see. Let's move this workbench over yonder there. And here it is. Whee! Okie dokie. So, this, if you guys remember, back 2018, 8 years ago, let's go camera 2. We worked on this, right? We worked on this, and this has been packed away ever since. So, here we go. I've taken it out and looked at it a few times, but man, the shit that I was cooking up back then is just crazy to look at, right? But this was the remixed, Zaku, and we did some crazy work on, the upper chest and everything, the head and all of that, and just really, yeah, really crazy work, right? So here on this tank, this is a good example. I forget which model this is from, but anyway, this is one of the tanks, and right there, that's a perfect example of a micro panel. That little guy right there, this little, piece. That's all that it is. It's just a little panel, and it's on both sides, right? And there's kind of a longer I wouldn't necessarily call that a micro panel, but that's a little, you know, a little accent thingy. And around here, that's this part here, outline scribed and all that. It's scribed up at the top and all that good stuff too. So looking good there. But yeah, so for those of you wondering at home, those are micro panels. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I say micro panels. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see here on the leg. Wow. Holy crap. Just looking back at this and seeing some of the stuff. Holy shit, yeah. Wow, okay. Alright, so, right here on the leg, right there, there's another, you know, little example of a micro panel, right? But, geez, you can see some of the stuff that we did. Holy shit. Oh, and you can see on here, pull it back, there we go, the kind of outline scribe around this opening, right? That's one of my favorite parts. It really is. Yeah. Damn. Definitely a trip down memory lane, that's for sure. That is for sure. Jeez. And I mixed, basically remixed this with the, oh my god, I didn't even remember that. Holy shit. So, I'm sorry, you guys. So, okay, so here's another, this is the front part, the front skirt of the Zaku. This is actually from a Sananju Stein, that I, you know, kit bashed this on. But, let's see, right there. Another good example of a micro panel, right? Just adds a visual pop, and everything. And then this little detail right here, right? Watch. I wrap that all the way around. Holy shit, look at that. That, yeah. That was the kind of shit that I was getting into back in 2018. Holy shit. Yeah, wow. Alright. I'll have to pull this out more often and study it up and kind of get back in my mojo of design and everything like that, because man, I still don't feel like I'm there yet, you know? Before the move and everything, I was locked in on the design aspect of things, right? I was fully locked in. And it's just one of those things where it's like a muscle. If you don't work it, if you don't flex it, you lose it. And I think, yeah, I think that design aspect of things has kind of atrophied a little bit. So I'm trying to build that back up here, and I think we're getting there, but we're not. I don't feel like I'm there yet. So we'll get there. All right, but Solak says very nice, great surprise for sure. Awesome. That's good to hear. Let's see who else is with us. Greg Blair is over there on YouTube. He says, "Sup, y'all." What's going on, Greg? Mr. RF Aurora, Mr. Andrew says, "Evening all. Tim, any chance your store coming back? I need a new hat." Yes. Not sure when, but yes, I will be bringing the store back at some point. It's kind of low-hanging fruit right now, Andrew, but I definitely want to get it back going. So yeah, 100%. Just stay tuned. That's all I can say. Stay tuned. Let's see. Giovanni is over there on YouTube with us. He says, "Hello, everyone. I'll be here all night. Already took the family out to dinner. Love how the armor came out on the Master Grade gun cannon. Doing the second round of masking tonight. Sweet, dude." And let's see. Mr. Gumpley, Uruguay Javier. He says, "How's it going, everyone? Happy Friday. No modeling for me today. Spent the last couple days helping my girlfriend preparing her son's 8th birthday party, dino-themed party. Aw. He says, so now I'm just watching the stream, having a break, playing Forza Horizon 6. Nice. Nice. I like it. RF Aurora says, I'm waiting on a few kits to come in for the squad I'm building around the Simp Models GM Spartan kit. Been talking to the folks at Project V Hobby about getting one of their resin weapons resized. Nice. I dig it. I dig it. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see. And then Brandon's with us. Hey-oh, he says, I actually have service. He says, I'm in the middle of the woods 4 hours north of Detroit. Holy shit. You, buddy, you are out there, Brandon. You are out there in the boonies. Well, thank you for joining us, Brandon. Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. All right. So, with that being said, let's get to it, yeah? All right. So, I've already shown you kind of what the micro panels look like, right? Or what they have looked like. So, here's what we got done. And I know it's hard to see on this kind of semi-transparent plastic. But you can see the pencil marks there. Those are what we're going to be carving in tonight. Those are the micro panels that I've designed for this particular, piece and everything. So the outline scribe came out pretty decent. If you guys saw the stream summary from earlier today, I had mentioned that scribing in this kind of semi-transparent plastic is a lot harder than scribing into, standard opaque plastic, right? Because I was worried that, my chisels were like dull or something like that. I was just like, why isn't this working better? So took the same chisel, scribed in. Will it even show? Probably not. Yeah, okay, there you go. Scribed in some lines and notches right on the edge. Harder stuff to scribe and keep steady, but yeah, the chisels worked fine. It cut through it like butter. So it is the plastic. Of that, I have zero doubt at this point. So, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. We'll work through it and everything, and we'll make this thing look really, really good. So, also spent kind of the off stream cutting a bunch of Dymo strips for duplicating work and everything. So that was fun. He said with irony in his voice. So we're going to be getting on this right now and getting these micro panels cut in. So with that being said, we're going to go super zoom for a lot of tonight's stream. So I'm going to try to keep it in camera here as best as I possibly can. So, all right, let's go super zoom. All right. And, oh, Brandon says 40 acres of woods. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, out in the boonies. Jeez, man. Out in the boondocks. All right, so here we go. Let's get this centered in frame so I have a reference area to work within, and we are good. All right. Hang on one second. I need to get something off of the bench here. Just little bastard. All right, there we go. Little piece of plastic was glued down and making a mess there, so had to get it scraped off the mat. All right. Now then, these are going to be the micro panels, these little pencil marks that we're going to cut in, and to do that, we're going to use the same 1.5 millimeter, probably, maybe not. Okay, so no, I take that back. Let's see, because we have that, because we saved our off-cut strips from earlier today. Let's see if those work here. Let me grab one of these guys. These are probably about 1 millimeter or so. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Yeah, those will work perfectly. Okay, cool. So we've got a strip that we can use. Now then, what I want to do is start off with a 45-degree angle, 45-ish degrees, right? Probably about right there or so. And if we're really checking score, we can use our little angle gauge here. And let's see what this looks like. How close am I? Holy shit. That's a 45-degree angle, kids. All right, good deal. That is a one and done 45-degree angle. Sweet. All right. So right there. And we don't need long strips. We just need something short. Because again, these are micro panels. Okay. There we are. All right, so there's our first little piece of tape that we're going to lay down here in a minute. Now, let's see. All right, we're going to need two more with 45 degrees on them, but in the other direction. Okay, good there. And we'll just arbitrarily cut a length here. That should be good, yeah. Probably more than enough. All right, so there's piece 2. We need one more. Again, cut at about a 45. If it's not perfectly 45, nobody's going to notice. Nobody's going to come in with a little protractor and check your work. So does it matter in the grand scheme of things whether it's a perfect 45-degree angle? No, not really. Not really. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. That's what my old driving instructor always used to say to me. Especially with parallel parking. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so get this thing aligned with our panel lines. Get it nice and straight. And there we go. All right, so there's the first piece of tape on there, right? And then, jeez, these things are so freaking tiny. Okay. And we'll do the same thing. Get this aligned with our panel lines here. Just like that. And last angled piece here.
Okay, very good. All right, so there are our angled pieces, right? So we still need to get a line on this top part here. So just a little straight piece is all that it takes. And just align that with the panel line that we scribed earlier today. And there we go. All right, so there is our Dymo layout for scribing these micro panels, right? Now we just have to cut them in. And for that, we're going to use, nope, actually, yeah, we're going to use the 0.15 again. I'm trying to think of what I used earlier, so I used the 1.5. All right, so not difficult at all, because I mean it's a combination of either two lines for the angled ones or one line for the straight one. It's just very straightforward. Now the one thing that you have to keep in mind, which is key, is that since these are smaller pieces, there's less surface area for the tape to adhere to, right? So with that, we need to be careful of the tape migrating or moving on us and everything. So we need to be kind of gentle at first with scribing these lines in here and everything. So we just need to make sure that everything is in place, properly aligned, and this top one looks like it's going to be a good candidate for first up to bat. So we're going to get this guy done here now. We're just at first setting the edges, setting the line. And basically we're just getting the line nice and sharp, right? So now we can remove the tape once we got that in there and really get depth set in. Okay, so it looks like on this side it did migrate a little bit, so I'm gonna straighten this a wee bit here. All right. There we go. Now, like you saw, I was pushing into the plastic. Like I've said on several streams, don't do that. Especially if you're not comfortable with your chisels and the plastic and how they behave and everything, right? That is, trust me, that's not an easy thing to do, especially with a 0.15. It is very much a do as I say, not as I do type of situation. Mainly because, you know, like I said, I've been doing scribing for well over a decade now. I know what these chisels can do, and I know what the plastic limitations are and everything. So, and I always try to err on the side of caution whenever I push into a piece like that. So yeah, don't do that unless you really know what you're doing and you're pretty experienced with the chisels and everything. Yeah, this plastic is a pain in my ass. It's definitely more, this plastic is way more brittle, I feel, than like your normal opaque plastic that you would get in a normal, you know, Bandai model kit. This stuff is, yeah, it's not exactly friendly to the chisels. That is for sure. All right, that's about as good as we're going to get it, but all right. So, moving down here. Very, very light, shallow passes. Just setting the edge. There we go. That's going pretty good. That looks good. All right. So we'll spin this guy around. Go from the corner back to the line here. All right. Let's pull this piece off here and see if we were able to line everything up correctly here. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. Let me kind of tidy this up a little bit before I kind of show you what we got here. But yeah, that looks perfect. Everything is aligned, corner to corner. So yeah, not too shabby. All right, yeah, okie dokie. So there, let's see if we can kind of catch the. There you go. Catch the light, the highlights and the shadows. See how that's carved in there. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this corner, on today's stream, I went a little, I guess I didn't go far enough down with the tape, and this drop line that goes perpendicular this way was not down far enough, so I actually moved it down. I filled part of that in with super glue and recarved the line, so that's that's what it looks like now. It kind of looks like a mess over on that side, but it is, trust me when I say it, it's clean. It is clean. So we're looking good there. We're looking real good there. I like that. Man, once this gets primer on it, then we'll really be able to see. But yeah, super glue came in clutch for filling those lines and everything, because now that I've got it sanded and everything, you run a fingernail over it, you can't tell that it's there, so that will blend perfectly. Alright, so moving on again, setting the edge. You know, and as I'm thinking about it and kind of talking you guys through this scribing and everything, I'm kind of realizing that the different, or maybe even lack of, scribing tutorials really never gets into the procedure, the act of scribing very much, right? They're all like, oh, you gotta practice on this, you gotta do that, blah blah blah, right? But like, I don't know of any tutorials that, you know, teach you how to, you know, set the edge, carve a notch, sculpt, things like that. I mean, have you guys seen any tutorials like that? Like, if you have, I'd be interested in taking a look at them, honestly. Just to see, you know, kind of who's teaching what at this point. Because, like, I don't know of any. Okay. Pull this piece here. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Little cleanup here. Just cleaning out the debris and shavings and everything here. Okay, not bad, not bad. Just getting these lines to a good depth here now. Okay. All right. Let's get caught up. Let's get caught up here. Let's see. With the chat. Brandon says, haha, we just got a well put in last year, but it's just a small hose we can fill up jugs with. Electricity is an extension cord for lights. Oh my god, dude. Talk about backwoods living. Holy crap, man. Andrew says, parallel parking is a nightmare. Had to go pick up my sister up earlier this week when she returned her rental. Had to parallel park next to Enterprise. Yeah, it's never fun. It's never fun. Dallas is with us, Mr. Life Death. Greetings, everyone. What's going on, buddy? He says, has anyone ever but so much time and effort into something and knew said thing could be one of the greatest things ever, but greedy people ruin it? Dallas, you context, buddy. I don't follow, man. I'm sorry. RF Aurora says, I have a similar experience, not from greedy people, but from those that think I ruin the oven racks when I make pizza. Holy shit. Okay. That's funny, though. Oh, my God. Let's see. Has anyone here tried the Disc by 8 chisels? I have not tried them, but I've heard pretty good things. CJ over there on YouTube, they say, I feel like the advanced techniques like scribing is still fairly niche on YouTube. Yeah, same, right? Like I said, I don't know of any, right? So, Michael Dawson, just got home from work. How goes it? Mikey, it's going good, buddy. Feeling any better? Mikey's been sick, and we're just kind of keeping tabs on his health, you know, on his health. So, let's see. Dallas says, one of my favorite games is shutting down in the future content, and it's hitting me really hard. Sorry, guys. Oh, is this Destiny? Because I heard Destiny's discontinuing active development. Yeah. Yes, almost 100%. Good, Mikey. That's good news, buddy. I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But yeah, going back to Dallas's, yeah, if you didn't see, Destiny is ending active development. Who's the production company? Bungie? I think. I have both of their art books. They're really freaking good. Where is it here? Where are they? Destiny. Yeah, Art of Destiny. Bingo. Where's the first? Wait a minute. Where's the second one? I had it somewhere. Oh, it's up on the bench. Never mind. But yeah, really good stuff. Bungie, yeah. Dallas says, yeah, it's Destiny 2. It's gotten me through so much in life, and it hurts like hell. Oh, dude, I'm right there with you. Honestly, I remember back in the day,
let's go back camera one here real quick while we kind of chit chat. I remember back in the day, if you guys remember the MMO called City of Heroes, and then it had kind of, an expansion called City of Villains as well. That was my jam. Like, I bought that game. I remember buying the game from Target, like, days after it came out, right? Just because I thought it looked cool. Didn't have a clue what I was getting into. Didn't see any hype about it or any advertising or anything. I just saw it on the shelf and I was just like, oh my god, this looks amazing, I need it. Bought it, installed it, and I played from basically the time that opened to the time that they shuttered it, and made a lot of good friends to that game as well. And yeah, that really sucked when they shut it down. So trust me, Dallas, I know the feeling, right? It feels like you're losing family or something like that, right? So yeah, no, I get it. They brought back City Heroes for like it's like a private, well, not a private, but it's like an independent thing. And NCSoft actually licensed it to these folks so they can run it, legally and everything. I checked it out and I'm like, it's not the same. It's just not the same. Because like, at the end, since I had so much like built up like veteran status rewards and everything, and characters were, maxed out at 50 and they had all of the gear and everything, like I missed that. You know what I mean? Had to go and fucking grind again from scratch, and it sucked, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I played it for maybe a week or two, and then I was like, yeah, no. Let dead dogs lie, I think. Let dead dogs lie. So, yeah, unfortunate. That's unfortunate. CJ says, Bungie, yeah, I gotcha. Michael Dawson says, my humble opinion, Destiny stopped being Destiny after the Taken King DLC. Mind you, I never played Destiny, so I have no idea what you're talking about, Michael, but I agree, whatever. I just like the artwork. I have the art books, and that's it. And then Andrew R. Aurora says, thanks, Tim, making me feel ancient here. I played City of Heroes, City of Villains occasionally in college. Dude, yeah, like I played it. Oh, that was so good. Like, I remember going like on weekends, right, when I had the house to myself, just playing for hours and hours and hours, and I was heavy into PvP, and yeah, I had if you guys remember the game, I had a maxed out Stalker, and he was king shit. Oh, I loved playing him. And people, when you went into some of the PvP zones, you would get bounties, public bounties placed on your head, in game, and I remember coming into zones sometimes and being like, oh shit, he's here, like super funny. Anyway, I digress, but yeah, I know the feeling. Briggsy says Destiny had a good online multiplayer. Yeah. Dallas says no more day one raids or anything. It hurts knowing that. I'll still play it until the servers shut down. See, there you go. Michael Dawson says hopefully Bungie can get their heads out of their butts and maybe get a D3 going in the near future. Man, yeah. Briggsy says I thought Destiny had a good PvP. I don't know. Dallas says it's not really Bungie, Mike, it's Sony. Yeah, Bungie has pitched a D3 since before Witch Queen DLC, and they shot it down every time. Well, that's not surprising, being Sony. And then Mr. Chris Reniger, he's with us over there on YouTube. He says hello. Chris, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. All right, good stuff. All right, let's get back to this. Now that we've kind of gone off on tangent here about, the good old days of video games and stuff. Let's go back to Super Zoom, yeah? All right, here we go. One last panel
to get cut in here. And again, we're just setting the edge to start with. And basically, for those of you that haven't seen some of the other streams, setting the edge, when I mean, you know, in terms of scribing here, is to lightly get the edges of the line set into the piece, right? Once that's set in, we can go a little bit higher pressure and take the line to the depth that we wanted to. But setting the line edges and everything, that's super important for you know, nice crisp lines. And it's a very shallow pass, you know, very light pressure. We're just scraping the plastic a little bit, and that's it. And as you go, the depth will start getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and then once you have that set, then you can pull the tape and start taking it to, you know, its final depth at that point. But these are very shallow lines so far, and I'd be surprised if panel lining fluid actually stayed in them if we tried to apply it at this depth. Okay, that looks pretty good. Ugh. Fucking stair-step action there. And what I mean by the stair-step action, so as I was saying before, with this semi kind of transparent plastic, it's more brittle. It's harder than your kind of standard opaque plastic, right? And it's probably the mix of things, but something like this, it cuts like butter. Like it doesn't stand up to the chisel at all. And you get really nice smooth lines, and you just feel it under the chisel. It's just a much smoother you know, behavior at that point. But I don't know if you could hear that. Here, listen. I don't know if that translated over the mic or not, but the skipping, that's what I'm talking about. That's not great, because that skipping can sometimes you know, cause issues. It makes for a messy panel line. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to see the bottom of the panel lines anyway. So it's more of a you know thing than anybody else. But that bothers me. And I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a goddamn perfectionist. Needs to be perfect. So, but yeah, once this is filled in with panel liner, I mean, it's gonna black out everything, so it's not even a big deal. But still, the behavior of said plastic, it's not nearly as enjoyable. And it's harder to see on this kind of semi-transparent shit. Like, you don't 100% know if your lines are completely clean. Like, I've been second guessing myself all day long looking at these panel lines. But you kind of have to have faith in your skill set, your experience, and your tools. And I'm going with that. Yeah. All right. Cool deal. So now we've got... Come on now. So now we've got the little panels scribed in, right? The outlines of it. Now comes the fun part. We kind of bisect them, right? So basically it looks kind of like they're louvers almost, right? So for that, we're going to use a chunky, well, not very chunky, but chunkier than the 0.15. We're going to use just a 0.3 here. And for this, I'm going to kind of go the easy route here. And I'm going to use one of my scribing jigs. And we're just going to set it up against the edge here. And we're going to use the perpendicular. And I already marked in with pencil where I want these cuts to be. So we're just going to hold that guy in place while we set the edge here. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I do love me a chunky panel line. Within reason, of course. And I know one of you on Twitch is gonna clip that. Chunky panel line. There we go. Alright, let's get this cleaned up over here. I would be disappointed if you don't clip that, Twitch. Quite honestly, I would be very disappointed. Anyway. Alright, let's get this guy set in here. Bring it to depth. Yeah, that looks real good. I like that look. I like that look quite a lot. I'll show you here in a second. Let me get this cleaned up. Oh, did we not get that line to depth? I don't think we did. We never went back. Okay. There we are. Get that out of the line. All right, so now let's show you what that looks like a little bit, or at least try to. There we go. Yeah. See right there. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. All right, perfect. So we're going to keep doing that. I'm going to use our scribing jig here and just hold it right on the edge. Maybe I should go from this direction, maybe. Where do I have more surface area? I think right there. Yeah. All right, perfect. And grab the right chisel. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Once I get this done here with this one, I'll catch up in the chat. good, good, good. Just trying to get all the debris out of this line. Okay. Finish getting this to depth here. Very nice, very nice. All right. Very good, very, very good. All right, so focus. There we go. Yeah. Jolly good. Jolly good. All right, let's get caught up in the chat, yeah? Let's go back, camera 2. All right, so where did we leave off here? Let's get caught up, yeah? Oh, there's a lot. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Let's see. Andrew says, all this talk of gaming makes me want to go do a replay of Dragon Age Origins or Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Oh man, I never played Dragon Age, but I played Mass Effect 2. Oh, such a classic. Such a classic. Let's see. Briggsy says they put too much into Marathon. Look like a bad Destiny knockoff. Lelouch is with us. He says, hello, Night Crew. Giovanni, he's with us as well. YouTubers, they don't go into a lot of explanation about scribing. And the ones they do, the videos are in Korean or Chinese or Japanese or, yeah. I've seen that. Dallas says, RF, I've also been playing DAO. I don't know what that is. I'm not into games, you guys, honestly. It's still really good. Briggsy, you are right. They basically said they are done developing Destiny to focus on Marathon. Absolutely absurd. Bleh. Charles over there on good old Twitch, he said, try to get another builder to raid you, but they chose a different channel. No big deal. No big deal. I mean, we're starting out. We're just starting out on Twitch, so it's, yeah, no big deal there. No big deal. But thank you, Charles. I appreciate you, man. Good shit. Let's see. Lorenz is with us. He says, evening, guys. He says, I've seen some builders prime it first before scribing panel lines. Yeah, and I've seen that many times too. You know, they get a nice gray coat of primer down. That's, you know, then they draw out their lines and everything. And I mean, I guess if I had an easy, endless access to primer, and not have to, you know, order it, you know, online or anything, I'd probably do that, but yeah, it's just not in the cards. I would love to, especially with this. This would be this would be the kit to do that on, right? To give this a little bit more, you know, or I should say less opacity, right? So, Andrew says it will probably end up being my bane when I assemble my Spartan team, as I have a feeling I'll be scribing new panels into the GM cannon. I gotcha. Handren's with us. What's going on, buddy? He says, good evening. Took a nap like an old fart and woke up late. Well, you're not the only old fart, because I took a nap too, and it was fucking glorious, dude. It was great. He says, sup man Tim, hey, I would prime the shit out of that plastic, which makes it hella easier, I guess, to see what you're doing. Yeah, if I had, like I said, if I had an endless amount of primer, I absolutely would, but my primer stock is a bit limited at the moment, so I don't want to necessarily waste good primer right this second, you know what I mean? So the challenges. Anyway, Lorette says old man naps are always a win, right?
Hell yeah. Franco's with us. What's going on, Franco? He says, man, that's some tight work. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. And honestly, it's not my cleanest. If I'm being true to the game, it's not my cleanest. This will end up going on the back side of the shoulder. I scribed this one off stream, again, to make sure that my chisels were not dull or anything. This one came out much cleaner. The angles are sharper and everything. This is the one that I showed in the stream summary, with the tape outline and everything. And I really took my time and purposely didn't overlay the tape on top of itself. And it gave a little bit of a crisper, especially in the corners, a crisper corner and a crisper edge. So, I think I was kind of rushing earlier today on stream because I knew it was going to take a long time, and it did. The one we did today, not my cleanest work. It's definitely going to go on the back side of one of the shoulders. But this one here that I scribed afterwards, this will be front and center on the front part of the shoulder when this thing is all said and done. But Franco, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Let's see. Michael Dawson says, I think I saw a post on IG or YouTube, someone 3D printing parts to make a perfect grade Elysius for the PGU new. Holy shit, that's going to be chunky. Mad Havoc is with us. Just popped in to say hello, all. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Hopefully you can hang out for a little bit. Let's see. Chris says, love Dragon Age. Too bad the game is so bad on the coding side, it can't run well on PC. Ugh. Yeah, and see, and I would only game on PC. Like I had, God, what was my last console? I think it was. This is gonna make me sound really fucking old. This is gonna make me sound really fucking old. My last console was the OG Xbox, and then once they started pumping out console after console after console, I was just like, yeah, I'm tapping out. I'm going straight computer at that point. And now, mind you, I'm largely not a gamer, but I still have, games on Steam, and I'll sometimes boot them up if, I'm feeling squirrely. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. Huge Borderlands fan. The movie was like, but the games, mwah. I haven't played the new one yet. I'm waiting until it goes like 75% off on Steam. So, it's probably 2 or 3 years after release and all of the, DLCs are out and I can get it for 75% off, and then I'll play through and have my, every 5-year fix. But yeah, I mean, that's the only game that I would go back to. Yeah. Yeah. Now, mind you, I play a few just casual games on my phone like everybody does. I have a few of them on there that I'll boot up, if I'm laying in bed or, got 5 minutes or, like every, red-blooded male sitting on the toilet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge gamer in that respect, so, but PC, definitely the way to go, yeah. Henry says, for the white and clear plastic, that would be ideal in my opinion. 1200 or 1500 would make the shit so much easier. To see, absolutely 100%, yeah. But Henry, the one thing that we're running into, and I don't know if you heard me say it earlier, but the semi-transparent plastic is more brittle than the opaque plastic, because at first I thought like, are my chisels going dull? Do I have to sharpen them? Yada, yada, yada. And then I pulled out this old strike shield and started
laying down a panel line right on the corner edge here, and it cut it like butter. So at that point, I know it's not the plastic. Well, I know it's not the chisels. I take that back. It's the plastic, and it just, yeah, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We push through. He says, Tim, fuck it. Krylon primer is cheap and safe on plastic. You're going to sand it down anyways. No. We're not doing that. I refuse. No. Loren says, it's your first build after a long hiatus, so we understand. Aw, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But still, the perfectionist in me knows what I was capable of before, and wants that level of perfection again so badly, you know? Life Death says, it's all good, Tim. We still love you, man. Aw. Chris says, I think they made a patch for it, but I was told it still crashes often. Ugh. Let's see. Matt Havoc says, not bad, tired tonight. Got my workout, doing a lot of walking today. Nice. Yeah, I took a nap and I missed my walk, so I'm a little bummed, but not terribly bummed. So it is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. I can go for a walk tomorrow. Fuck it. RF Aurora says, huh. And here I thought Tim would have said his last console was the N64. Oh, God. Wait a minute. I'm trying to think now. Did I have an... No. I don't think I had an N64. I had a fucking Dreamcast, though. Those were cool, man. The old school, what was it, Sega Dreamcast? Oh, the fucking goat. And it was like one of the first console games that you could bootleg games. And I bootlegged the shit out of games. Because what you had to do was you had to you had to download and run an emulator first, or something like that, pop it into the Dreamcast, and then take it out, put your game in, and then your game would load, your bootleg game. It was basically like a loader. And I remember that, and I had, like, you know, Crazy Taxi. Oh, such a good game. Played the hell out of Crazy Taxi, man. Yeah, Dreamcast. Oh, that was the goat. Loved that console. Dragon Age Origins, DA. Okay, see, I'm not up with the lingo of the children nowadays. I'm old. And Dragon Age Inquisition played great on PC, or at least on mine. There you go. Let's see. Handren says, I thought he would say an Atari 2600. Hey, man. I actually did have an Atari 2600, so fuck you, Handren. You bitch. That's mean. But I actually had one. I was like, what, 8 years old? Not even 6. I was like 6 years old. So I was born in 78. Yeah. Pac-Man, Adventure, Chopper Command, that terrible E.T. game. Yeah, I had it. I kept falling in those pits like everybody else. It was part of the game. That's where your character is built. Trying to, you know, hover out and then falling back in 20 times in a row until you get out of that. Oh yeah. I'm about that life. That ET life. Y'all don't know about that. That's, yeah. We stay true to the game. I don't know. Whatever. It's Friday, you guys. I'm going off on dumb shit right now. Matt Havoc says, I like Gundam X Plus Maxi Boost on. There you go. Let's see. What is it? I can hardly ever say your screen name here. Prasanapala. There we go. They say Gundam, right? Matt Havoc says, and I also have Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Ooh, I heard that was really good. Prasanapala, do you have Unicorn Gundam? I do not, but Greg Blair in the chat was nice enough to donate some
master grade unicorn weapon runners from back in the day. So, but yeah, I do not have. Actually, no, I take that back. I have the little project that we were working on, me and Pabs. The SD-ish builds. Yeah, so I had an SD unicorn and a 144. It's still in the box. I'm not gonna dig it out. Henry says, "Oh yeah, they most certainly are." There you go. Unicorn Gundam is in Maxi Boost. I don't know what that is. They say I haven't started playing yet. Gonna start with Barbatos. Okay. Yeah, you guys lost me. You guys lost me. I don't know. Edwin, Mr. RSA. What's going on, Edwin? Good to see you, buddy. He says, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Howdy, bud. Giovanni says, taking a break from masking. 8 pieces to go. Nice. Briggsy's over there on Twitch. He says, less pigment, less hardness, I guess. Technically, probably the other way around. Well, no. I'm spacing out. Yes, what Briggsy said is correct. Probably less pigment is more hardness. Yeah. Anyway, I'm confused. Whatever. It's Friday. I'm tired. Like, what the fuck? Hi, Craig. Mr. Colin Craig. He says Dreamcast is the most underrated console of all time. Right? Dude. Right? Fucking Dreamcast is the GOAT, man. Oh, Spyro the Dragon. That was a cool game. Crazy Taxi. Absolute classic. Hydro Thunder was also a racing game, but that was cool as hell. Because you race these, jet-powered boats and everything. Yeah. Oh God, the fighting games. Tekken. Those were on there. I'm trying to remember what else was on Dreamcast exclusive. I can't remember. It's been so freaking long ago, but yeah. So good. Dreamcast is so good. Let's see. Lorenz says, I had a big oopsie with that Krylon spray paint a few years back. It looked like I applied wood filler on top of a base that I scratch built. Oh, shit, dude. Never again. Oh, man. Yeah. Mad Havoc, Crazy Taxi is a good classic. Dude, right? So much fun. I would play that for hours. It was so much fun. Handren, ha 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 ha. Shut up, Handren. Giovanni says, the only games I played once in a while is Gran Turismo 7 or Resident Evil. Yeah, dude, I used to play that on Gran Turismo, like on the PS2. Had Final Fantasy 7 and, Metal Gear Solid, all of those. Yeah, those were great. Briggsy says, love to get an emulator to be able to play old games that aren't on Steam. Dude, yes. Very, very easy to do. Let me see, what do I use here on mine? What's it called? So on your phone, right, you can get an emulator called Delta. I don't know if it's on Androids, but it's definitely for iPhone and everything. And here, I'll show you. Like, I have Super Nintendo games right here, right? And standard NES games. But yeah, you got, look at that, Zelda, Link to the Past, Mega Man, Chrono Trigger, Street Fighter. Yeah. Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. Yeah. Hell yeah. And then on here, for the NES, let's see what we got. We got, look at that, Metal Gear, it's classic Metal Gear, Mega Man 2, the GOAT Mega Man, in my opinion, Bionic Commando, Kid Icarus, Legend of Zelda, first one, OG Mega Man, that was hard as shit, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Super Mario Brothers 2, 3, Uncanny X-Men, that was trash.
And then Zelda 2 again, trash, but c'est la vie. Yeah, and you can find these games, Briggsy, online very easily on fairly legit sites, and yeah, they don't take up a lot of space. One of these NES games, I think, is less than a meg, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. On the phone, Chrome. Okay, so here we go. Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo. That zip file is 3 megabytes. 3. Let's see. Kid Icarus for the OG NES. 63 kilobytes. 63 kilobytes. Let's see. What else? Mega Man 2. Here we go. Mega Man 2, 131 kilobytes. And that's it. That's the entire ROM size, right? So, yeah. Briggsy, go look for it, man. Go crazy. Go crazy. Yeah, and Delta's free on iPhones. I'm sure there's something probably comparable on Android if you have that. But yeah. Giovanni says, I had that Atari 2600. I mean, who didn't back in the day, right? Handren says Atari is where men played real games, no saving, just like old Sega and Super Nintendo before they brought out the memory cards, right? Lorenz says, probably the only name Tim pronounced right, and it's not even a mobile suit. Hey, come on. Stop. Mad Havoc says, Tim, I ordered the new Gundam High Grade from Hathaway. That is it, Elysius? Is that what it's called? I don't know. From Hathaway, the Zai or Kasi or however it's pronounced. I tried to order the Penelope Gundam here in Ontario, but they are out of stock. Oh, man. Not Tekken Soul Calibur. That's right. That's what it was. It was Soul Calibur. Yeah. Sega shit the bed with the timing. PS2 killed Dreamcast. It did. Yeah, Metal Gear. OG Metal Gear. The one with the box. Yeah. Matt Havoc says they also made a game called UFO Grendizer, but I'm not sure if it's a good game or not, right? Henry says, Mad the PS5 version? I've seen gameplay and it looks sweet. I don't know. Let's see. RF Aurora says, it's too bad my internet? Is that what you're talking about? My rant? My internet shut down? I don't know. They had nearly every... Oh, it must have been something else. Never mind. They had nearly every video game ever. Gotcha. Michael Dawson says ROM. It's RAM. Like Dodge Ram. No, it's ROM. R-O-M. ROM. R-O-M. Anyway. Mad Havoc. I will look into that. Thank you. There you go. Briggsy says, I think I heard they are doing a Crazy Taxi game. Don't know if it's a remake or a new game. That would be cool. That'd be cool as hell. Calvin Branham. What's going on, Calvin? He says, when I do the 75th Ranger Jesta, it will be an unofficial stand-along of well-known Builder and Sniper 2 the same. Nice, dude. Lorenz like Rom the Space Knight. Oh, Lorenz. That's a deep cut, buddy. That's a deep cut. Yes, exactly like that. They're called ROMs. R-O-M. Yeah. Bill's with us. Howdy, y'all. What's going on, Bill? Good to see you, bud. Henry says, I need to play some Battlefield 6 and finish up Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The lack of time sucks. Yeah, tell me about it. Bill says, just got the nephew off to the showers and soon to bed. Nice. Good stuff, Bill. Good stuff. All right, let's get back to this, yeah? 11:25. We got about a half hour, 35 minutes here, and let's get this done up. Let's go back to Super Zoom, yeah? All right. Let me get a drink here so I don't dry out.
There we are. Good stuff.
Alrighty then. Back to this, and back to bisecting these panels here. And let me kind of mark right there. Ooh, this one here is going to be a bit of a challenge. I might have to freehand this one here. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to freehand that one. No matter. I've done worse. All right. I'm sorry, you guys. Just something really struck me as funny. When I said I've done worse, all I could think of is like, have you met my ex-wife? Oh, fucking shit. Whew, sorry. I made myself crack up at that one. Alright. Let's get this chunky panel line in here. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I don't know why my ex-wife reminded me of this, but anyway, let's go back to camera one here just real quick. So, update for the schedule for next week, you guys. Next week, the streaming schedule is going to be a bit off, simply because Renee comes home next week, and she's going to be here all week, and I want to obviously spend some time with her. And then also next Thursday is Amber's graduation. So the schedule is going to definitely be thrown off. Here in the States, Monday is a holiday. It's Memorial Day for us, so a lot of people have off, whatever, cookouts, yada, yada, yada. The unofficial start of summer for us here in the States, right? So I pick her up. Her flight lands at 1 p.m. So that obviously throws a wrench into the early stream on Monday. I'm not gonna stream Monday night, so probably what I'll do is stream earlier in the day on Monday. I'll probably start at, probably 9 a.m. On Monday morning, which is much earlier than normal. We usually start around noon Eastern time. But like I said, I need to pick her up at 1, and then, which means I need to leave here no later than noon. So if I start at 9, end at 11, that'll give me an hour to kind of, get ready and all that. So, and then no stream on Monday. What I'm probably going to do is stream daytime Tuesday and Thursday, depending on when Amber's graduation is on Thursday. So I'll probably do daytime streams on Tuesday and Thursday, and then the nighttime streams Wednesday and probably Friday. But that still all is very much in the air, up in the air. So just FYI, I'll put that on, the social media and everything. And update you guys, but for those of you watching, and for those of you watching afterwards, yeah, next week's schedule is going to be in flux. We'll be back to normal the week after, so rest assured. I just want to spend some time with my fiance. That's all. I just want to hang out with her. Anyway, all right, let's go back to Super Zoom. Let's get this tidied up here, yeah. Alright, so we'll spin this around. Now that we've got the edge set in here, we'll spin this around and bring this this line to depth. Get the debris out of there. There we go. There we go. That out of there. Clean our lines up a little bit here around that chunky boy. Get that debris. Get that debris. Okay. There we go. All right. And then let's make sure this is good to go. Yeah, just a few more passes and this will be fine. There we go. Yep. Good deal. Just even it out from the other side. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so now, the tricky one. This guy up here. And like I said, I am going to end up freehanding this. So, again,
Don't do this.
don't do this. Do as I say, not as I do. And the reason for that is because, like I said, if you're not 100% experienced with the chisel and how the plastic is going to react and everything, man, you're just going to end up messing things up. So, and what I'm doing here right now is just basically scraping the most minute amount off the top here. My chisel is almost parallel with the surface. Very nice. All right. Good and straight and perpendicular. And you don't want to go too deep with something like this, or else you'll end up blowing out the sides. And what I mean by that, more plastic will be removed than what you want it to, and then it'll just look like a mess. There we go. There we go. Just a few more passes from this side, and then we'll be able to start to drag this thing out and really get everything set into depth. Yeah, there we are. There we go. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so now we do the right thing. And we drag the chisel. There we are. Perfect. Get the debris out of there. There we go. Now we're getting the depth worked. Nice. That's really good. That's really good. All right, let's get our line cleaned out. Very nice. that's money. That's money. Oh yeah, look at that. Very good. Yeah, very, very good. And there's the rest of it here. Like I said, this corner here, that's the one I had to fix. That looks like a mess, but you know, it is what it is. And you can kind of see the other ones there. But yeah, that looks really, really good. All right, so a few other things that I did with the other one that I scribed here today was I added 2 notches, right? And these basically were pre-molded notches that I kind of just added back as I drop it, add it back in. Now there's a notch right along here that runs from this corner down to about there. So it's actually kind of a nice look. And I will just pop that in there. And this is a 0.3 millimeter. And that's basically what it was molded in at, is about 0.3. Just get the debris out of there. There we are. Cool. So let's see. That's hard to see, but there you go. You can kind of see that right there at that angle, right? So not too bad. And then the other one is a 0.6 millimeter notch down here. I'll show you here in a second where that is. Nope, that's a 1 mil chisel. 0.6. There we go. For those of you playing at home, it is right here at this corner, and it's more tapered in the mold, but I'm squaring it off. I'm making it a rectangular looking notch here, more traditional, right? So what I'm doing here is putting this right up against the edge of my 1, 2, 3 blocks. I'm using it as support, and it's nice and sturdy. And what I'm going to do, the taper, it's widest down here and then tapers up to here. And I'm just going to scribe through this thing and just kind of open it up. Again, I am pushing, so don't do this. But you can kind of see, the shavings right here start to come up, right? That's exactly what we're looking for right there. So that's perfect. All right, let me clean those out here. All right, yeah, there we go. Those corners and those edges are now nice and sharp right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this thing around and kind of do the same thing from the other direction, because this notch goes beyond our panel line. Okay, just a bit over the panel line, really. Just trying to get the corners set here. There we go. All right, spin this around, take this to depth, but we're looking really nice. Yeah, you can see there all those shavings. All these little plastic shavings coming up. That's exactly what we want. That's good. That's very, very good. As I drop it. All right, let's see. Okay. Just basically evening the bottom of this notch out here. But yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it. Yeah, there we go. That looks really nice. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that nice big old notch there. Right? Very good. I like that. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Now, remember, always, chisel discipline. Chisel discipline. Put the cap back on your chisel. Okay? Put the cap back on your damn chisel, people. Let's go back to camera 2. Let's get caught up with the chat because, wow, there's a lot. Okay. Whew. Holy boy. Okay. Man, where to even start? Let's go back to camera 1 because I think we're going to be here for a while. And I'm going to take the visor off. Oh, okie dokie. So, let's get caught up here. Mad Havoc says, I've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die on PS5 and I love it. Nice. RF says, I still haven't beat Valhalla yet, mostly because the disk drive on my PS4 died. Oof, not good. Hendron says, so much good games back to back. If only these damn companies slowed down with releasing so much good shit in a short span of time, we would have had a time to play all the good stuff, right? Oh, man. Hendron says, finished up the Odyssey last year. Okay, and they're going back and forth on Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to read it. Republic Commando needs to be remade. Never heard that. I played Bionic Commando back in the day. That was fucking awesome. Because he had the bionic arm with the tether whip thing, and it was great. You could swing around the levels and all that. I have that on my emulator. Andrew says GPO 1 needs a Master Grade 2.0. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. I don't advocate a lot for 2.0s because most initial offerings of models are really good. But man, the GPO 1 was not one of them. It was bad. It was bad. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's see. Hendron says Comex Zone needs a remake as well. Probably not many people remember that game as it was on Sega Genesis. Yeah, I never had Sega Genesis. Bill says, only game from the Genesis I remember was Altered Beast. Yeah, right. Let's see. Hendron says, I remember that. Believe it did. Yeah, it had an arcade. I think it had an arcade version too. Yeah. Bill says, yeah, Altered Beast was a massive hit in arcades and for Sega. Yeah. House of the Dead, man, that arcade version with the gun that would recoil. Yeah, that was cool as shit. I remember that in the arcades back in the day. Yeah. Spend so much time. Yeah, yeah.
Henry says, with the fiance in town, I'm not expecting live streams. You can take the week off to recover all the energy you're going to spend. Energy, wink, wink. Giovanni, stop it. Behave yourself here, Gio. Behave yourself, son. This is a family-friendly stream. Anyway, Dallas says, I'm back. Sorry, I had to run to the store for dinner. There you go. Michael Dawson says, the moment when you realize your scribe lines you made match up perfectly with the inner frame. Oh, right? Yeah, they do. They do. Let's see. Dallas says, Armored Core 6 is amazing. Nice. Henry says, Hell's, yeah, life. Still need to finish up the story, which I hate that I haven't done so. Also, welcome back. There you go. Nice. Need to finish up Elden Ring, yada, yada, yada. Oh, Night All. Andrew, good night, man. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. Come on back, yeah? Everybody's saying good night to Andrew. Lorenz says, would love to see a GPO1 Verka. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be freaking dope. Let's see. Dallas says, oh man, I've spent way too much time on Elden Ring. Haha. AC6 is so good, and remember there is 3 different endings to it. Valhalla is really good. Yeah, see, you guys are talking these games that I don't know what you're talking about. What you're talking about. Also the full burning. Yeah. I think the whole GP line should probably get 2.0s. Yeah. I would love to see 2.0s of the entire GP line. And then make a master grade GPO4. Yeah. Now, mind you, the GPO3 was pretty good. But that was a fairly long time after the initial run of GPO1, GPO2, right? And the full burn-in. The GPO3 came, I think, several years after that. So maybe the GPO3 doesn't need a 2.0, but the ones before that, absolutely. 100%, yeah. And I would love a GPO4 in the master grade version. I know they got the RE100, but it's just not the same. And it's got proportional issues. Those calves are like dad calves. Just thicker than the thigh armor and everything. It's just crazy. Anyway. Bill says Star Wars Republic Commando is an Xbox 360 set in Clone Wars. Nice. It was a game about 4-man Special Forces clone trooper. Nice. GPO1 Verka would slap. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Henry says, I'm betting the GPO Verkas are very near to be releases. It's only a matter of time. One would hope. One would hope. Yeah. Kelvin said someone was asking about disc by chisels. They're okay, but flat stock BMCs are better. Wish I had some. See Tim's earlier stream today. Yeah. I forget who was asking about. I think there were several people asking about which chisels I used today. Yeah, the flat bar chisels are usually superior to the round bar stock or the blade style. It's just, in my opinion, they're just so much crisper and sharper than the other stuff, the other kinds, you know. So, Michael Dawson says, "No, not your scribe lines, my scribe lines." Okay. Lorenz says, "I hope they do. The only recent GPs they did were all the real grades." Life, my guy. I don't know what you're talking about, any of you. You're all speaking Greek to me. I swear to God. Bill says, it was such a great game. I switched from PlayStation to Xbox just for it. Nice. Gio says, every time we talk about new kits we want, I can picture the people at Bandai saying, I think they want another Unicorn or RX-78. That's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. Art, my dude. What? I don't know what you guys are talking about. These damn kids and their hippity-hoppity rap music. feel so fucking old right now. Anyway, Andrew says, Geo, LOL, they are like, I believe they said Astray and a new version of Freedom. Yeah, tell me about it. Bill says, I thought Kotoki refused to work on a GPO1, GPO2 because he disliked so much of the designs. I hadn't heard that. Had not heard that. I know they made the, what was his figure line? Oh God, I have a bunch of them, but I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. But they put out a GPO1 and GPO2 in that figure line. So yeah, I don't know. Henry says, Tim saw your earlier stream about the chisels display as a round bar. Oh, that's dookie. That's dookie. I thought they were flat bar. No, that's booty cheeks. That's straight up booty cheeks. All right. All right. So one last thing that I want to do here. I want to explore something because looking at the remixed Zaku that I pulled out earlier, definitely gave me some inspiration for some ideas. And man, I was cooking. I was cooking with this, like 5 Michelin star cooking on this remix Zaku. Let's go back to camera 2. With the damn details here, I was on another fucking level with this. Just looking back at this and seeing this, it just, man, so freaking good. All right, so yeah, that's this little strip detail is what I want to do. That little thing. Yeah, okay, so here is another good example. This half round right there, that light that I like to use so much on kits and everything, the one that we put on the shoulder of the Shiki, there's a good example of it right there. There's a good example. Yeah. Man. Jesus, what kind of drugs was I on to come up with some of these designs? My God. Just looking at some of this shit, like, all I can think is, Harkins, how did you come up with this? Like, what? Crazy. Anyway, I'm reminiscing here, you guys, and kind of going nuts on these designs. Like, yeah, I'm not sure how I came up with all this, but man, that, yeah, five Michelin star cook on this, no doubt about it. 5 Michelin star cook. All right, let's get this put away. I've got an idea about what I want to do here, in addition, on the shoulder, and it's very subtle, just a subtle little thing, and I guess it comes to placement. Let's see. Yeah, Hendren says, Tim, what the fuck? That Zaku needs to be continued. Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, it will be. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to, go with it straight out of the gate. That will be part of the remix build that I have cooking. God, I gotta find the parts that for the RX that I was building. Because if you guys remember, I was remixing a Jesta into an RX 7.8. Oh shit. What did I just find? Oh my. Okay. Hold on. Hold on there, kids. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. Oh. I didn't know I had that. Well, shit. That would have... Damn, that would have saved some time, wouldn't it? Okay. Alright, hang on. I'll show you here in a second. Man. Ugh. Okay.
This is good stuff. All right, this is good stuff. One of the bins. my bin o resin. Yeah, so okie dokie. So what do we got here? So this right here, let me show you this. This is what I was talking about. Look what the fuck this is. Look at this. I had this in the stash, and yet I didn't know about. And there, look. There's the... God bless America. Look at this. Look at this. Right? It's the same... It's the same exact thing. And they just took it and molded it into plastic. It's the same exact thing. Like... Ugh. I'm so mad now. But the fitting on this wasn't nearly as good. Oh yeah, that's kind of ugly. That's probably why I didn't. That's probably why I never built that. Anyway, I like our version better. But anyway, I have this in here, and then what else do I have in here? Oh, dude, what? Okay, so this. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so this is a beam rifle. Oh, this is for... I think this is for a Spartan. Like a 1/100 Spartan or something. I have no idea how these parts go together. And I'm sure I don't have the instructions or anything. Oh boy. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I have no idea where I got this from. I'll be honest with you. Alright, so there's that, right? Put that off to the side. What else do we got here? This looks like... I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, this looks like that big cannon thing that a ground Gundam would carry. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Okay. Well, I have a resin version of it if I need it. Jesus. Alright, so there's that. And then, oh, look at this. Okay. So these are the other... Okay, so these are the other Orazaku weapons. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Huh. I did not even remember I had these. Sheesh. And then what's in here? What is this? Oh, that's the other... Oh, the resin smell. Oh, that's a... Sorry, you guys. That's just a good smell. Yeah. Okay. So this obviously goes in here. Yeah, like that. I have a plastic version of this, so I don't know. Does that go in there? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's another Orazaku gun there. And then this, oh, this is a resin beam smart cannon thing for an XS. Yeah, I just built my own. I said fuck it. I like mine better. I like mine better. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. So these, I think Julius is on vacation right now. I think he's heading to Australia, but he sent me these. These are the 3 different kind of Verka style feet for the GM Sniper 2. Yeah, these are cool as shit because they have different bottoms of the feet and they're slightly different shapes and everything too. Yeah, that's really cool. And then this is sort of some sort of rifle. Yeah, some sort of rifle there. And then underneath all of that, the kind of jackpot of things. Oh, they're sticky. The resin greebly plates. So if I need to make more of those, I've got the plates. Man, and that was a lot. That's a lot of freaking rubber on one of these. All of these. I mean, those are... God, that's like 3/4 inch thick. So that's insanely thick. That's a thick boy. I got all 3 of them down here. What's this? Oh, there's the instructions for the Beam Smart Gun. Like I need it. But what do we got here? What are these? What's this? Oh, okay. Cool. That's the knee armor for the Ozymandias. If I ever need that again. What's that? Oh, that's the... Okay, cool. Okay, nice. This here is the thruster bell. Look at all that. Look at all that crispy detail in there that the silicone catches. That's insane, right? That is insane amount of detail. But yeah, this was to the thruster bells that I used on... What did I use this on? I didn't use this on the XS or the Hummingbird because I used metal ones for that. I forget, but I got them. And that's the knee armor for the remixed Zaku that we looked at a little bit earlier. Man, all these little molds and everything. What is this? Oh, I bet I know what this is. Yes. That's exactly what this is. If we can get it apart here. Over the years, it likes to stick together. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, that. Nice. That is the thruster... The mold for the thruster unit for the Hummingbird. So, yeah, I save all these old molds. And the masters. Just in case. If I need to cast up another part or something, then I have that ability. What's that? Oh, that's the knee armor. Oh, that's the top of the knee armor for the Ozzy. Okay. And then what's this little guy? What the hell are you? I actually don't have a clue what that is, but whatever. I saved it for a reason. So, yeah, my God, there's a lot, a lot of stuff in here that I did not know I had. That's pretty crazy to think about. So, yeah, good stuff. Kind of jackpot there for future use, right? All right, so let's get that back home. And is this the... Here it is. This is what I was looking for. This is the Jesta that I was working on before the move. And yeah, holy crap. Look at all that. All that plastic work on this thing. Just reshaped the knee completely. Reshaped the calves, made them a bit more pronounced. And then, yeah, I remember, look at this fucking weapon that we were working on. The front is somewhere in here. I'm not sure where, but it's in here somewhere. But yeah, look at that. That's a lot of work that I put into this thing. Oh my God. And the mag comes out. Yeah. Wow. Holy crap. Man, oh man. I'm going to have to go back and watch some of my old live streams just to figure out how and what I did. Oh my God. And look at this. Okay. Let's pull. I forgot about this. Yeah, look at that. That's just the front part. Oh, here's the back part, I should say. Here's the front part of it. Oh man. Oh man, chunky and beautiful. How does that go together? Does that go together like this? Yeah, it does. Something something obviously goes there. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that design. Look, this, the railing here, like, my goodness gracious. Yeah, I was on something. I was on something, man. I don't know what, but I was on something coming up with this shit. Ooh, boy. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to find the head. Because I remember I did a lot of work on the head of the remix here. Here's the, oh my gosh, here's the beginning parts of the arm. Jeez. These big fucking fins and everything. Wild. But anyway. Alright, so I'm not gonna dig through this anymore, because I'll just continue going off on a tangent and everything. But yeah, so this and the Zaku go together. They are going to be in a single piece, and that will essentially be a GBWC entry at some point in the future. So that's the plan anyway, right? So, all right, I got off on a tangent. We're not going to be working anymore. Let's get caught up and let's finish this out, and let's get down the road. Yeah, let's go back camera one. Let's see. Henry says, see, that's why I won't start a new project until I finish the current one. I've done that too many damn times, and they pile up, and none of them gets done. Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But, yeah, it's one of those things. Henry says, so much yellow, my eyes, right? Dallas has a question for us.
We have a question!
There we go. He says, Tim, would you ever do a grunting project? Huh? Where you take a Gundam and grunt it up. Oh my God. Dallas. Phrasing, buddy. Phrasing. Like taking the 00, turning it into something like a GM Spartan or Commander Gundam. I mean, I could. Never thought about it, but yeah, I could. Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. Yeah, I haven't given it much thought. I like the grunt suits more than the Gundams. They're just more interesting to me. The potential of it and all. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to give it a thought. Let's see. Bill says, I know he refuses to do anything for Wing Frozen Teardrop designs, I guess going back to Kotoki, because of the inadequate pay. Well, yeah, that's definitely a thing. He says, I remember there being talks about how he didn't want to do the Dom for the Dom 2.0 because he doesn't like large blank flat armor panels, and the Dom's armor was too lacking in detail. Supposedly he tries to remain true to the original design when doing his redesigns. Gotcha. I gotcha. Let's see, Michael Dawson says, don't mean to brag, but I just made my first perfect notch. Yeah! Nice. Good stuff, Mike. Good stuff, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's what we like to hear. That's perfect. That is perfect. Everybody's like, yeah, Mike, nice. Yeah, he mostly does. If I were a betting man, I would say his next release will be either GP or Sentinel series. Got it. Dallas says, nice, Mike. Good job. Take a picture and post it in the community. Yes, do that. Do that, Mikey, please. Please, please, please. Nice, Michael. Go make the second one, too. Right? Fucking love the support. I love that. And then Dallas is spamming the little soldier smiley and the the Gundam smiley. Nice. Matt Havoc says, well, I'm going to call it a night. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and Tim as well. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good weekend too. Let's see. Hendren says, love me some resin casting. Still have the parts I created for the SDGPO1. Nice. Michael says, I posted a whip of one of my rear skirt armor. Just got to add some strapping detail, unicorn style on top of the part. I love it. I fucking love it. Dallas says, I wonder if he will finish the remixes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Like you saw, especially with the Zaku, I was on a completely different level in terms of creativity and kind of design flow than I am at right now. Because like I said, that muscle kind of atrophied a little bit over the course of the years that I was off. So getting through this build and maybe another one will help me kind of hone those skill sets back again to where I feel comfortable jumping back into the remixes. So, but yes, I will absolutely finish those because those were so much damn fun. Bill says, yep, I remember all the input we had on that back then, right? Hell yeah. Grunt the sucker up. Oh my god. In other words, turning a Gundam into a mass production version. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. A few old man slaps will get you back into the game. Shut up, Handren. Little jerk off. Anyway. All right, you guys, let's cut it. Let's call it a night. Let's call it a week. Let's enjoy the weekend. Go have fun out there, but not too much fun. Be safe. Build something cool. Like I said, I am going to see you guys next week. The schedule is going to be a bit in flux next week. Monday will be a very early stream for you guys, probably 9 a.m. Eastern. So be prepared for that. I'll put out, the normal, social media, things as well and all that. So, but yeah, that'll be an early one, and that'll be the only one for Monday. And then we're probably going to only have one a day after that. So just heads up, just a reminder, and yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to get some shit done around here and yeah, prepare for next week because I'm going to be an absolute mess with this graduation and all. So, all right, you guys, I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, build something cool, and